As an animated kids show, Ninjago's had hundreds of fight scenes. The vast majority of these fight scenes you probably forgot about. But every season will have a few iconic scenes. These could be emotional scenes, where a character struggle, or perhaps fight scenes that are just really well animated. Here's my look at Ninjago's top 5 fight scenes, and why they work so well. Hey everyone, welcome back for a new top 5 video. Today we'll be checking out Ninjago's 5 best fights and battles. Before we begin, stuff like Zayn versus the Overlord or Nia versus the Preeminent will not count in this video, as I don't really view them as fight scenes. That's all I gotta say, so let's get started. I wasn't sure which final battle scene to put here, but in the end I chose the episode 25 scene, which honestly is the less iconic one. When you think of Ninjago's final battle, you usually don't think of this scene, but I feel like it's better. As with most of Ninjago's early content, the animation of these fights, especially compared to later stuff, isn't the best. Most of this fight scene is just Lloyd and the Overlord blasting energy at each other, Harry Potter style. It's not bad, but visually it's not super engaging. Why I enjoy this fight, however, is because of its emotional stakes and its place in the story. This is the long-awaited face-off between the Green Ninja and the Dark Lord. The entire show has been building up to this. This battle shows how heroic Lloyd is, and how far he's come throughout the series. I especially love this part here where he pulls back his hood and confronts the Overlord. It's genuinely such a powerful moment. And then seeing Garmadon try to fight the Overlord's possession, that's definitely the best part of this fight. It has a lot of emotion, and this portrayal of Garmadon fighting alongside Lloyd, not against him, is very strong. I feel like the other final battle scene tends to overshadow this one, but 11 years later, it's still just as good as it was back then. In 4th place, we have the final battle of Hunted, Wu and Lloyd versus Garmadon. I love how this fight is basically the inverse of Season 8's big battle. In that fight, Lloyd loses powers and Garmadon emerges victorious. The exact opposite happens here. And this fight showcases Lloyd's character development. When Garmadon comes back in Season 8, Lloyd is impulsive, he's emotional, he's irrational, he makes some bad choices. But at the end of this fight, he becomes calm and composed, and he defeats Garmadon by resisting him. I felt that was a very creative way to end this fight, and it ties really nicely to the season's overall messages. This fight is also dialogue heavy, and it's really well done. At one point, Lloyd tells Garmadon he could change, to which he replies that people don't change, they only reveal who they truly are. And I love how the scene characterizes these two. Garmadon viewing this version of himself as who he was always meant to be, while Lloyd clinging on to that last bit of hope that Garmadon could change. Excellent contrast between these two characters and their values at this point. And we can't forget about the start of this fight where Wu is here. I enjoyed his reunion with his brother, although I do wish Wu was in this fight a bit longer. They kind of get rid of him too quickly. Overall, this fight is fantastic. It's the perfect culmination to their Hunted stories, the downfall of Garmadon, the rise again of Lloyd. It's a wonderful parallel to Season 8 and a great rematch. 3rd place goes to an excellent fight from Ninjago Season 8. Lloyd vs. Harumi showcases one of Ninjago's biggest plot twists, and it's so satisfying to see this reveal play out. I love Lloyd's slow realization here, and how he puts the pieces together. Meanwhile, Harumi gradually drops the act, and over the course of this fight, becomes more and more villainous. This scene is our first introduction to Harumi as a villain, and it's really just terrifying to see unfold. It's of course surprising to Lloyd, but also to us as viewers. And because of that, seeing how dark of a character Harumi really is, makes this reveal even more painful. The actual fight itself is great too. Harumi's knife attacks feel pretty violent for Ninjago, which is so different from the kind-hearted princess we thought Harumi was. Her dialogue is great too. We get to see how twisted of a character she is, and why she's taking these actions. I should also mention the soundtrack is perfect. It conveys such an excellent sense of confusion and betrayal. And this is one of Sam Vincent's best performances in the whole series. Seriously, he captures Lloyd's hurt and horror so well. This fight scene truly is next level in Ninjago. The darker tone and maturity fit the series perfectly. And with fight scenes like this, it's no wonder why Season 8 is so beloved. The runner-up spot goes to Cole versus the Skull Sorcerer. And this is actually the only fight in this video that doesn't feature Lloyd. Prior to Season 13's release, Tommy and Drayson teased this fight as Ninjago's best fight yet. And maybe it's not for me, but it's pretty close. This 2-episode fight is a thrilling conclusion to the season and Cole's story. In the past, Cole promised his mom to stand up to those who were cruel and unjust. And this fight, Cole's doing exactly that. Despite her death, this fight shows that her ideals and values continue to live on in Cole. And ultimately, it's not superpowered blades that matter, but their own inner spirits. And the burst scene shows that so well. The Skull Sorcerer is also Cole's perfect villain. Cole's compassionate and helps the little guy. Vangelis exploits them. So it feels like Cole isn't just going up against a specific person, He's going up against the representation of the evil he's always fought against. I haven't talked too much about animation in this video, but I definitely can't here. Wildbrain has always excelled at fight scenes, and this fight, it feels so dynamic and engaging. Of course, soundtrack is spot on. The part that plays when Cole is confronting Vangelis before the burst, where it starts out with the overture and transitions into Lily's theme, is phenomenal. This fight is outstanding. It has such good character work for Cole, it has a compelling flashback, it's so close to being Ninjago's best fight. However, there is one better. You guessed it, my favorite Ninjago fight is Lloyd vs. Garmadon, Season 8. This is such an important moment for the story. After dying a hero, Garmadon is back, but this time he's supposedly pure evil. This fight shows that effectively. Garmadon's attacks here are ruthless and powerful, and he can't be reasoned with. But Lloyd feels he can change his father again, and to see him prove wrong here is very tragic. Sensei Garmadon is gone, and those years he had with Lloyd are no longer a happy and peaceful conclusion. I love how he's a force of destruction and chaos here, and how he finally has power. Seriously, this was long overdue. Also, I love his monologue about the masks. It's a really nice acknowledgement of the previous roles Garmadon has played in the show, and how this time he's different. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the soundtrack is excellent. It's very suspenseful, and very emotional too. It keeps you invested in the entire fight. Also, Garmadon's final line, "I have no son," definitely comes as a gut punch. His one weakness was always his compassion for Lloyd, and now that's gone too. The new Garmadon is inhuman and has no soul, and the fight shows that so well. Garmadon's return could have gone so wrong, but instead, the writers used this opportunity to do something new. This emotional fight was the start of Garmadon's arc, which spanned years, and in the end was fantastic. Watching this fight made me so hopeful for the future of Ninjago, and it still serves as one of Ninjago's best moments. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know, share your favorite Ninjago fights below, and I'll see you guys next time.